Hello, hello. I got my coffee. I always have my coffee. So I was gonna do a little painting tonight and thought I'd just pop on live and talk to you guys for a little bit and just say hi and see what's up. I haven't painted much this week. It's been, hey Kara, how are you? It's been kind of weird for me, but I did get some cool new pieces, so I'm excited about that. Tonight I'm working on these nightstands that I had posted yesterday, and I couldn't not do them first. So I had to do them. So I'm really tonight just doing some base coat painting. So if you're new to painting, this would be a good one to watch because it just shows you just the basics. I'm going to start first. Let me tell you, when I do these lives, I recommend a lot of products. And I just want you to know that I will never ever recommend a product that I do not personally like and trust. So please know that. So I had thought about once carrying a paint line, and I decided that I didn't really want to go that route because I didn't want to be tied down to one brand of paint. There's so many great brands out there, and they all offer something different, and I just love being able to use all of them. So instead, I have partnered up with a couple of people, Kate with Kate and Barrel, with Wise Owl. She's given me a discount code to pass on to you guys. And of course I'll talk about those when I use those. I think in my last ones I was using Wise Owl. This time I'm using Jolie paint, and the color I think I'm gonna go with is Slate, which is a really pretty dark grayish blue color. So I'm super excited about it. Actually almost, yeah, it's really cool. It's a really pretty blue. I don't know if you can tell, but it has a gray tint to it a little bit. And I may go over it with the Misty Cove, which is a lighter, pretty gray color, with a wash maybe, or maybe not. I don't know. You know, I just kind of fly by the seat of my pants a lot of times, but that's the Misty Cove, and it's really pretty. Now, who I get my Jolie products from is this sweetest lady down in Louisiana. Her name is Barbara, and she's got a store called The Painted Piece, P-E-A-C-E, and she is just darling. I love talking to her. I love working with her. I love her heart. She's just so sweet. But you can order Jolie from her, and I think the quarts were $37.99, but she's got a great deal on shipping. Anything under $100 is $10 flat fee for shipping, and over $100, free shipping. And then also you get a free mini wax brush whenever you order. So you can go to their Facebook page and order from them. I just love her to death. She's so sweet. But that's where I get my Jolie paint, and then I get my Wise Owl from Kate. So anyway, let's get started painting. I've got my Jolie brush, which has been well used. Is a great brush. I haven't talked to anybody that doesn't like this brush. Now, if you've used it and you don't like this brush, then let me know. And hi from Wyoming. Hi Teresa, how are you? If you use this brush and you don't like it, let me know, because I haven't talked to anybody that doesn't like it. I really like it. Now, I love the Klingon brushes too, but you get a different look with a different brush, and that's why I don't want to be tied down to one thing. I am not going for a super smooth finish on these, so I wanted to go with a brush that's going to give me a little bit of texture and brush strokes even. So, but now that doesn't mean that you can't not get brush strokes with the Jolie brush. You can definitely. After you paint your base coat, you can go back and just sand it, and it'll smooth it out where you don't have a lot of brush strokes. But anyway, let's get started. This is, like I said, just basic painting. All my furniture artist friends on there, y'all all know how to do this. So let's see. I love this color. It is so pretty. And I don't know how well y'all can see over there. But when you're painting your base, you just want to make sure that you follow the wood grain. Unless you want to do super textured. If you want super textured, then there's all kinds of different techniques that you can do to get that. Now I think on this one, I'm going to leave the legs because they're really pretty and they're in great shape. So I think I'm gonna leave them the wood stain and just go from there. So I'm trying, of course, you know, you use your hands to wipe everything off, and then I wipe it on my clothes. Trying not to get it on the legs. But as soon as I get this side done, I'll move around to the front. So how's everybody doing tonight? Thursday, right? I cannot keep up with the days anymore. It's summer's out, my kid's out of school. I mean, who knows what day it is anymore. But you just want to make the long strokes. And you don't want to go back over it too much because then it'll end up dragging on you because it dries pretty quick. And we'll definitely have to put another coat on. I haven't found any paint that is a one coat wonder. I've heard some that claim it, but I hadn't found it yet. I hadn't found one that truly is a one coat wonder. You always gotta do at least 2 coats. When you get into, I just did some white sofa tables. When you get into white, oh my gosh, there's so many coats, so many. There's not a lot of pigments in white, so you gotta do a lot of coats. And it's one of the biggest reasons why most furniture artists don't like white. Because there's so many coats. I think on those sofa tables I did 3 coats of primer and 3 coats of paint. You know, so let me turn this around. Let's see. Oh, I hope they're gonna be amazing, Teresa. I love them. I'm so excited about them. This is an old vanity that someone before me split in half and made nightstands. Now, I've seen many of you guys do it, and I think it's awesome. And when my husband saw these, he was like, why hadn't we ever done that? And I was like, I don't know. I just hadn't had a vanity that was in bad enough shape that I could cut it. I love vanity so much. I just don't have the heart to do it. So I was super excited when these came practically on my doorstep. This brush will get down in the details really good. And the great thing with this paint is that if you get it on parts that you don't want it to get on, oh, I'm in the way, I'm sorry. You can just wipe it off with this paint, with Jolie paint and even Wise Owl. But when I go back over this with a wash or a wax or whatever it is that I do, it'll really make those details pop. These drawers are, I hear a lot of people asking, why do you paint with the drawers in, or do you paint with them in or with them out? And I guess it depends on the painter a lot of times, and the technique. Sometimes I'll paint with the drawers in, sometimes I'll take them out. This time I'm painting with the drawers in because there's a gap between there. They're not gonna stick, but I'm gonna go through and pull them out before it dries anyway, so that it doesn't dry on there. Oh, and I prepped this piece today. I've also seen a lot of paints that say no prep needed. I do want to caution you from that. I don't really believe that there is a paint out there that you can just grab a piece of furniture and start painting without prepping the piece at all. There is some paints that you don't have to prep as much, but there is always prep involved, or there should be. If not, then you may have some adhesion problems later on down the road. It may not be right away, it may be later on. But just to be safe, because you're doing a lot of work with these little guys, with your piece and painting, that just to be safe, you want to make sure that you at least clean it real good with a good cleaner, a degreaser. I usually always sand them a little bit, kind of scuff them up. If it's super shiny, then I'll definitely scuff them up. But you just need to make sure, if you've never painted, just prep. It's best. Just go ahead and spend a little time prepping, or you'll spend more time later trying to fix something. And you don't want that. There are a ton of great articles on Pinterest that can give you some advice on prepping your piece to get ready for paint, things like that. I'm gonna scoot around here. And then as soon as I finish that, I'll look at comments, see if you got any questions. I think this is going to be a really pretty color. Jolie is a fairly new paint company. Anybody that's been in the furniture world for any amount of time knows who they are and where they came from, and I just love their paint. I think it's great paint. It's dependable paint. It's paint that's gonna stick. It's gonna work for you. It's easy. It's not complicated. You don't really have to do primer, unless you get into using like some super whites. I'd probably use a primer, then probably a stain eliminator primer. Wise Owl has a great stain eliminator primer. As you get into whites, and a lot of times you'll see bleed throughs. Any kind of light colors, you'll see bleed throughs with really dark furniture. had to take the veneer off the top of these because they had a little bit of damage. And so there was a couple of places I had to do some Bondo and wood filler to kind of smooth it out. Let's see if I can get this up here so y'all can see it. Oh my gosh, I can't see the camera to tell if y'all can see it. But you just want to follow the wood grain. I'm going to finish this top and then I'll look at questions. If anybody has any. Decided what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna do the gray wash over it, but I might not. What do y'all think? What would y'all do? Okay. All right, you got the first coat of base coat on that one. Let's see what you guys are saying. Kelly, I'm using the Jolie brush. I think it's the number 32. That's what I'm using. Angela, yes, it is. It is a split from a famous brand. I'm using Slate Jolie. James Parnell, I work all day long, all day, 12 to 14. Kara, I don't even hear the paintbrush sounds anymore. So yeah, when I'm working, I don't even hear the brush stroke sounds anymore, and it's super loud on camera. I've noticed when I've gone back and watched it just to make sure I didn't make a complete fool out of myself. I have lean up against that one. I can hear the brush strokes much more than I even hear in here. So. And I do end up having paint all over me while I'm working. It's a job hazard, I guess. And then I'll wipe them off on my clothes. But I wanted to come on here and do a simple live. You know, I've done a live with some blending and shadowing with waxes and with paint, but there's a lot of people out there that haven't painted at all, and I hear all the time, oh no, I'm scared I'm gonna mess it up, and you're not gonna mess anything up. Like I've said before, it's just paint. You can paint over it if you don't like it, as long as you prep it right and try to do a little homework before you just grab a brush and start going at it. you won't mess it up. I love finding old pieces and bringing new life back to them. And you know, there's always somebody that says, "Oh no, don't paint that. You're gonna ruin it." Which, you know, you got to think about it. You guys are just seeing a picture, and not a whole picture at that. So there is generally some work that has to be done to these pieces before they can move on to another home. Very, very rarely do we find a piece, and I'm speaking for all furniture artists here, do we find a piece that does not need any work at all and could just be sold as is. And you know, I think the value of furniture comes from the person who loves it. These are not antique pieces, true antique pieces that you'll mess up the value on, are like pristine, like 18th century antiques. Those are the ones that you do not want to paint. And more than likely, we are not going to find those. They are sitting in museums or already nice homes or whatever. So we're not killing the value of any piece. It's not that at all. We're bringing it back to life. We're giving it a new life, giving it more years, because most of the time the pieces that we find are ones that are about to be trashed, or they've sat in a storage room for years. Somebody inherited them from their grandmother, and they just stuck them in a garage or something like that. And they're not being used. They're not being seen. They're not being loved. So we're not losing any value. We're actually adding value. We're giving them new life. We're putting them in a new home. And so I just don't agree with the don't paint it, you're going to ruin it thing. Now, there are some pieces that I just don't want to paint because of the wood grain or anything is too pretty. But I don't think the value would be any less if I painted it. I would sell it probably the same, if not a little bit more, if I painted it, because I had more hours in it. So. But to get in these details, all you gotta do is just tap the brush down in there. Just make sure that you follow it. See how when I go back over it, I'm pulling it away? That's what happens when you overwork it. At that point, you just want to let it dry and go on to a different part, and then you can add the other coat and get good coverage on the second coat. These little guys have some really cute details. will, when I get ready to wax these, I will do another live for you guys to show you how to wax. I have a lot of people tell me they're scared to wax as well, and that they're scared that they have to re-wax it like once a year or something like that. That's usually not the case. I've got a desk in there that I painted and waxed 4 or 5 years ago, and it's fine. It doesn't need to be re-waxed at all. So that's not something that you should be afraid of. And waxing is really, really easy. I love the finish that it gives. It's soft and looks natural to me. I guess that's the only way I know to describe it. Kind of a natural finish. Doesn't have the heavy top coat, which I think I told you guys before in my last one that I like waxing better than most top coats. I did get some 1 hour enamel for all my Wise Owl folks out there. I ordered some of it, got it in to paint my front door. I'm super excited about painting my front door. It's red now, and I'm kind of sick of it. So we're gonna go with a really pretty, I'm hoping, I haven't even looked at it, but I think it's a really pretty navy blue. It's inkwell, so when I go to do my door, I'll probably do a live on it too, and we can all learn together how to do that. Okay, awesome. I got 1 coat on both tables. Let me turn you around so I can see you. 1 coat on both tables, and I will go back and put another coat on, and then we'll wax them and decide what we're gonna do next. I will also paint the back of these, just because I have kind of a different color back going on. So we're just gonna make them all match. So anyway, thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I will go on there and look in comments. Like I said, if you want to order Jolie, you can order it from the Painted Piece. Miss Barbara is super, super sweet. She's doing shipping at anything under $100 is $10 for the shipping. Anything over $100 is free shipping. Plus, you'll get a mini wax brush for free. That's fun. I love brushes. So just make sure that you give them the coupon code Misty, M-I-S-T-Y, and to secure all those things, the shipping and the wax brush. If you want to order Wise Owl, you can order it from Kate and Barrel. I'll put the link in comments as well in there. Use the discount code Misty5 and get a discount from her. So anyway, thanks a lot, everybody. I will see you later. Bye.